that again. Do you consider Madlib and Alchemist on the same level as Dre?
Who said that?
Brookins.
No,
I would say no.
I don't think so.
Not as far as like what. They're just different. I see Alchemist as I guess I would actually have to like ask like, in what way do you mean? Because like if you're talking about just straight talent, yeah, in their own way, I would say yeah. I mean, Madlib does stuff that Dre doesn't do. It's interesting with Alchemist too. Like Alchemist beats have gone almost, and as his popularity has continued, like grown, his beats have become even more and more like simple. Like his latest.
I'm talking about way more simple than.
It's just like, hey, here's a cool record. Let me just loop it, and then that's it.
Like, if we keeping it a buck, you said it was Jay Brookins, right? Jay Brookins said that.
Yeah.
Jay Brookins, if you think about it, man, when's the last time you heard the Alchemist make a beat? And again, we all fans of Alchemist. I love the Alchemist. Don't get it twisted. I think he's responsible. This Derringer wave, this Griselda wave, like all of that. Like people are really biting that. So be clear. I know who he is. But when's the last time you heard the Alchemist make a beat that's remotely as complicated as like We Gonna Make It or Why or something like that? Like when's the last time you heard a beat that sounds like that from him? From production standpoint, like everything is like a heavy loop. We talking 8 bars, 4 bars here, 8 bars, 4 bars there. He picked some good ones now. Me and Lone have had this conversation before. Like he picked some good ones, but a lot of that shit is a lot of heavy loops, and that's the wave. Like it's a huge wave right now.
Yep. It's yeah. So as far as the same level, I don't even know, man. I don't look at Madlib and Alk and Dre on the same level. I look at Madlib and Alchemist as like, yeah, they seem like they're the top tier of wherever they're at in their unique style. Madlib is a little bit more unique in the things that he'll try, I think a little bit, but they're all like so dope, so many different ways.
Dre is just in a room over there. Like he's in a room over there. Like there's a handful of those guys to me that are just,
and he's more of a producer now. You know, we just had that conversation. He's more of a producer than a beat maker. You know, like I would love to hear like all of them like sit in a room for 2 hours and make the best 5 or 3 beats that they can make and see, you know what I mean? Like, I think it would be a crazy dope battle between all of them. Like if they were actually like going at it and trying to make some heat, but they're all so smart and understanding, not only like that, like even with Alchemist, like he doesn't have to be overly evolved with the stuff he's doing right now because what he's doing just works. And so why wouldn't you continue to make stuff that, one, people want to hear, and 2, people want to hear from you and rappers want to rap on? Like he's doing exactly what works right now, you know?
I ain't mad at it though. Like it's just, there's just rooms, man. Like Dre is in a room. Like he's over there in a room. Even Primo, man. Like Primo, he's over there, like even with the scratching and everything. Like Fam is over there. Like there's a handful of those dudes just over there.
I put Primo close to the same category as Alchemist and Madlib, though. Now he's been at it for a long time. I think Primo has obviously been at it for a longer time. But as far as like style and as and especially when you talk about like Primo hasn't necessarily evolved.
He hasn't evolved. I'll give you that. I agree with that.
But he hasn't fallen off either, which is big.
That's the part. Like he's been consistent for a long time.
Yeah,
and you know he's produced at a high level.
He hasn't made a Dr. Dre level.
That's right.
But he hasn't made Dr. Dre level type shit.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like even Prime was crazy dope, but like the beats were
he's more for the heads. He's more for the heads, man.
Yep.
I'm not mad at that. I'm trying to think of a project that would be.
But he did one Christina Aguilera joint. You know what I mean? Like he's got a couple of them, but
he's he's.
I don't know.
A couple of them slipped through.
I don't know if I think him and Alchemist and Madlib are a lot closer together than Madlib, Alchemist, and Dre. I guess is what I'm
See,
saying.
I got Primo, but I got Primo is so much higher to me than them. Even if they're in the same area, like he's way higher on my list than them. Primo is. Him and Pete Rock to me.
I would put Pete Rock as somebody who has evolved. I think he's evolved in a very positive way.
Man,
the album he did with Smoke Desert and the album that he did with
Fire
with 𝗀 are both fire front to back. So
if you think about it, man, like me, Troy is one of the top 10 beats ever made hip hop. If it ain't 10, it's 15, or it's got to be 10. I know, fuck that. It's top 10. Like there's like 4 different samples in that beat. When you break it down and go see what he pulled, like there's like 4 different samples in that beat to get it to sound like that. And like Pete is, to your point, he's been consistent, but he's evolved.
Yep.
He's definitely evolved. Like that Smoke Dizzle was fire, man.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Top to bottom.
No,
that shit was fire.
I mean, Jay, nobody's like taking away from Primo. Like he's obviously he's obviously the OG of like he was around before then. You know, like Alchemist and Madlib were around in the early 90s. Primo's obviously the grandfather of all that. You know what I mean? Like
Primo's more for the heads. He's more for the people that really listen to hip hop. Whereas Dre has that crossover appeal where he's able to get to the heads and everybody else out there.
Right. Hey, let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. I ask both of y'all this. This is a question. I'd be curious to hear what y'all say. When we talk about Primo, right? You alluded to it earlier. You were talking about Dre level. You mentioned Dre level. One of y'all said that. I think it was Terry. Terry said that. Dre level. So name a project that DJ Premier has produced.
0.
That's on the level.
There aren't any. That's the point. He's in his own level. I think Mike froze, but like he
has one. I love Primo.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dre's in his like when we talk about these rooms. I do feel like Primo's in a room. I feel like Dre's in a room. I just feel like Primo's room is closer to Madlib and Alchemist. That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask you this. This is a good one. Let me ask you this. Taking in consideration.
Okay.
RZA. Those early solo albums that RZA produced entirely, Iron Man, Cuban Link.
Right.
You damn near have to have RZA in a room off the Wu-Tang solo joints, right or wrong.
Well, I was just gonna say RZA's in his own room, and that room is like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or something. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's something like completely different. Like because RZA's all over the damn place. This whole conversation we're talking about people that are amazing at their craft, right?
Yeah, we're not hating. It's just so we're comparing. Yeah, we're just comparing.
You know what I mean? But it's like I feel like if I'm going to put a rank up there, Dre is probably on top of everything. I don't know if there's a producer that's higher than Dre in hip hop. I'm not sure if there is.
I'll tell you what, Terry. I'm gonna ask you this, Terry.
I'm probably forgetting somebody though.
Am I right or wrong when I say this, Terry? RZA, they did the live. They did the verses. RZA, those early Wu-Tang albums, the Iron Mans and all that. Does Primo have an album that is good, that he's produced, that is good as, I don't know, Iron Man or Cuban Link?
No, not as a whole.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think as a whole.
RZA is different.
He has albums that people really mess with. He has albums that people mess with. He got albums that I definitely mess with. But as far as on a being a critic compared to those albums, he don't have one.
No.
Oh no, man. Moment of truth might be. Oh wow, Corey T just said that. I ain't even look at my screen. Wow, Moment of Truth is a really good album, but I don't know if that's Iron Man good. That's all I'm saying.
It's not. I
don't know if that's Iron Man
good. Tape good.
It's not. I don't know if it's Purple Tape good. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's Liquid Swords. Is it Liquid Swords good? I don't know.
36 Chambers good. Like that's probably, you know what I mean? Like
Wu-Tang Forever good. Yeah, like
I mean, That early RZA was on some other shit. You
Now,
know
see,
what I
you
mean?
mentioned I see you mentioned Kanye West. Kanye West definitely is one of the top elite producers, and he definitely is welcome to the conversation tonight on the show that we failed to mention. But he's definitely been in his bag as far as using people to come up with the sound and him doing his own little tweaks and
he's
whatever he decides he wants to do to it, especially here lately.
Late registration is a prime. Late registration, y'all do y'all homework. There's a guy named John Bryan who's an arranger. He was all over late registration, strings, arrangements. Look up a dude named John Bryan. He was all over late.
Is that her name?
Huh?
Miri Ben-Ari?
Yeah, she was. She was violin. Yep.
Yeah.
But John Bryan is the guy y'all need to look up. He was a guy that was all over late registration, like in terms of arrangements. And Kanye is another one of those dudes that you can really put him in a room off his albums, like the first 3 or 4 albums that he put out. And you got to think about it. He did, he executive produced and B. Like, that's one of my favorite albums of all time. He had, how many joints he had on B? It was 11.
Yeah.
Dilla had 2, It's Your World, and what am I forgetting?
Nah, he only had 1, didn't he?
Dilla had It's Your World and something else. Hold on, let me pull it up because I'm old. Let me pull it up. I think Dilla had 2 on B from Common. Now I could be wrong. I'm about to pull it up. Let's see.
He definitely did It's Your World. He definitely did that one. But I think
he did It's Your World. And
was the light on that one, or was the light on?
Love Is. Yep, Love Is number 6.
Love
he
is.
did that one.
Okay.
How Beautiful Love Can Be, that joint. Yeah, he produced that one. I think everything else, if I'm not mistaken, is Kanye. If I'm not mistaken, I think he produced everything else on that album. Real People, The Food, Shy City, Testify, Faithful, Go, Corner. I think he did all the rest of those. I think Kanye did the rest of those.
So Kanye is a good example of a producer, though, because don't get me wrong, he's a dope beat maker, but he is somebody that also has the ear that is dope enough to be a producer, right? And all the people he's worked, but even all the way up to like people writing for him, the rhyme sets, the sci-highs, everybody else that he's had in the room with him. He's somebody that's not afraid to collaborate and put his name on it. So,
right,
yeah,
that's true. He'll even do it with artists. We've seen what he did. Like, for example, before a lot of people heard who 𝐀𝐄𝐃𝐒 was, Kanye West was already working on him, honing his sound and using his particular sounds for himself. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah, man. It's like the Hall of Fame, man. It's like the NFL Hall of Fame. Like, it's like Brady gonna be in a room, right? And Lawrence Taylor and all them dudes. So they're gonna be in a room.
If we draft producers, who we gonna draft first? You gonna draft Dre first?
Oh, you would say that. You would ask that question. Daggone, I'm biased too because I got some that I just like.
Like if you're
you gotta take Dre first.
That's what I mean. Like, you kind of got to.
Yeah, I can't see why I would draft anybody other than Dre first. I don't see.
Because Dre's gonna help your entire team. You know what I mean?
I probably. Yeah.
I can't. I don't see.
And then I'm probably gonna take
Kanye. Might be second.
Damn, I'm probably gonna take Ye next.
Either him or. I don't know, man. Like, Dre is the number 1 pick. I'm not.
And then after that, man, I think I'm taking Dre first, Kanye second.
I got a sleeper.
And probably Skateboard P third.
I was about to say Pharrell. That's my sleeper. I was about to say I might take Pharrell before I take Kanye.
Yeah,
I might take Pharrell
before I take Kanye.
I'd say
his writing, his pen, everything. Like, he's the full package. Yeah, Pharrell's the full package.
Yeah.
Timbaland will be up there somewhere
would
too.
Switch that out, but you gotta take Dre first, man.
Yeah,
you gotta take Dre first.
Yeah,
you gotta take Dre first. What about Timbo?
What y'all think in the chat? Who y'all taking first? Timbo's in there too.
He's top 5 probably. Top 5 pick. It's just like it's almost like we have to say like take their best 7 years as a career, 10 years, you know what I mean? Like, because if you did that, then Reza moves up exceptionally high, a lot higher. You know what I mean as well.
He does. Man, Wu-Tang, like the solo Wu-Tang albums, bro. Like, come on, man. Like when you think about those are some iconic albums, man.
P over Dre.
All of them.
I'm not even mad at Pharrell over Dre, to be honest. I'm not even mad at it. I just think Dre's just so much of an icon.
I'm not either.
He's just so much of an icon that it's.
I'm not mad at it. I don't agree with it, but I'm not mad at it. How about that? I don't agree with it, but I'm not mad at it. Yeah. If you say that ain't too far off. I'm cool. But you think about it. I think Jay Brookins said RZA wasn't the only producer they had. But Jay Brookins, here's my rebuttal to that. He did all of 36 Chambers. He did all of 𝐀𝐁𝐿. He did Liquid Swords. He did ODB's first album. He did Cuban Link in its entirety. He did Iron Man in its entirety.
Yeah.
Like Wu-Tang, like all like those, when you come out the gate with those, Wu-Tang Forever, he didn't produce all of it, but executive produced the majority of it.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that puts him in, we're talking about the rooms.
And then
out the gate. Those are the ones that put him in the rooms.
And then I'm pretty sure he was executive producer of some of the other ones like the Supreme Clientele. And which I like more
Method Man, 𝐀𝐁𝐿.
He did the whole album.
Was fire.
I said that. He did the whole album.
𝐀𝐁𝐿 2001. 𝐀𝐁𝐿 2001. People be sleeping on Judgment Day. I don't know how much involvement that RZA actually had with Judgment Day, but Judgment Day is cold.
Right.
He executive produced Supreme Clientele. He executive produced Bulletproof Wallets. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what puts him over there in one of them rooms, like those albums. Because you can't, it don't get too much better than Iron Man, Cuban Link, Liquid 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang Forever.
I'm definitely taking him over Primo.
You think? If you've enjoyed this segment of the New Old Heads podcast, make sure to join our live show every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/newoldheads. And we invite you to join our hip hop community on Discord. Access it by going to newoldheads.com/community for talks on hip hop, sports, music, news, and everything else.